Hello and good afternoon to all of you. I'm your friend Pooja back here with some important details regarding TOEFL reading section. So today we'll be completing with the passage which we left in the last class. Okay, so we had completed the passage in the last class and I had taught you some important 5 questions, okay, depending upon what type they were. So today we'll be learning with some other 5 questions. Fine, so we'll continue with the same text or the passage, okay. So by reading the question number 6, we can see that it is the question which is based on the information given in the text, okay, because it said in paragraph 5 the author compares the designs of the Chinese pots to those of the Greek pots. That means here it's the mixture of the paragraph base, that is the factual information, as well as the reason, that is an inference. So why the author is comparing, okay, because that is asking you a reason in order to. So if you read the text, you will understand that why the author is actually comparing the Chinese pots with that of the Greek pots. So as we read the first line, it said, just as painted designs on the Greek pots may seem today to be purely decorative, whereas in fact, so see here there is a twist. In fact, this is the answer where we need to understand. They were carefully and precisely worked out so that at the time their meaning was clear. So it is with Chinese pots. That means initially this idea was with the Chinese pots, later on they too adopted, that is Greek ones also adopted, okay. So why the author is comparing, he's trying to emphasize that the meaning which was with the Chinese pots is also applicable to that of the Greek pots, okay. Now this is their answer. Now we need to understand from which answer are we getting this idea, okay. Emphasize that while Chinese pots were decorative, Greeks were functional. It's not said that Chinese were decorative. It's said the Chinese also had the meaning. So this is wrong. Argue that the designs on the Chinese pots had the specific meanings and they were not just decorative. That's true. That's our answer. Okay. Argue that the 20th century scholars are better able to understand. So see, this is a big trap. Okay. They are not telling you any details about the scholars. Okay. They are not telling you what 20th century scholars are doing and what ancient scholars used to do. So this is obviously a wrong answer. That's a trap. Explain how scholars have identified the meaning of specific images. See, it's not said that scholars have played this role, that role, or what they had help in identifying. So this is again a trap. So B is our answer, okay. Which of the following is mentioned in paragraph 5 as being symbolically represented on the Chinese ceramics? So this is the specific information based question, okay. This is the one which is directly mentioned in the passage, a piece of the text, okay, that is symbolically represented onto the ceramics. Now as we read, we see this line. Yeah, the dragon represented the emperor, okay, and the phoenix the empress. That means somewhere related to the authorities, big authorities, okay. Pomegranate represented fertility. So all this, okay, that means it was relating to that of some big position, okay. That means our answer could be option A, that is Chinese rulers, because it's telling you something about the emperor and the empress. Love of homeland, see, love of homeland is not mentioned, okay. Loyalty to friends or success in trade, it's not saying something like that specifically, okay. That is success in trades, okay. They are telling that they are helping in getting success in the civil examination, not trade, okay. So this is what you need to understand, all right. So our answer is option A. Hope that's clear. Question number 8, paragraph 5 suggests which of the following about the decorations on the Chinese pottery. That means we need to understand what are the keywords decoration on the Chinese pottery. Okay, first, whenever you'll read a question, you need to read what are the keywords. Okay, just don't go on reading and reading because you have to give an answer. Just read the keywords which are going to play an important role. Okay. So first we'll read the options and we'll cancel out the options directly. They had more importance for aristocrats than ordinary citizens. Now, if we read the text, we'll have to find out this, whether it's mentioned or not. Something about aristocrats and ordinary citizens, okay? Their significance may have remained clear had the Chinese not come under the influence of the foreign influence. To some extent, this is right, I believe, because this is showing that the significance of the decorations or the materials or the things which were implanted onto those pots or decorative material were having the clear meaning and the significance. Okay, but coming under the influence of the Chinese foreign influence is not very clear to us. We'll read about it. Then they contain same images that appear on the Greek pots. Greek pots actually adopted their images. Okay, that is, they learned how the Chinese had explained that. So this is a twisted idea. Their significance is now clear as the 20th century observers. So it means that it was not clear to the early people. How could it be? Because it said that every of the icon which is printed onto the symbol is showing some meaning. That means they had a clear idea. It's not saying that the 20th century observers have played a major role. So for us, our options could be option A or B. Okay, because C and D we have cancelled. Now if we read, we do not find anything about the aristocrats or that of the normal citizens. That means they were obviously very clear that they had not been influenced, of course. And if we read the last line, only when the European decorative themes were introduced, these meanings became obscured or even lost. That means when the Europeans introduced their themes, that was lost. That means Chinese were not under the influence of any foreign countries. That means they had produced on their own. That means our option is B. Okay, I hope that's quite clear. Okay, question number 9. Now what is this question? This is a sentence insert question. That means here you will be given a sentence wherein you'll have to identify with the help of some verbs or some connecting words, okay, that this would be influencing our answer. Let's say a word is given. So the next line, if it starts our sentence which we have to insert, it also represents. That means this word it, okay, is representing some another word in the earlier sentence, right? So there would be always connecting words like there, okay, THERE, okay. So we have to understand with the text question which is given to us. Okay, now here it is given, foreign trade was also responsible for certain innovations in coloring. So we also need to understand that it's saying for certain innovation, that is some idea about innovations has been introduced earlier. Okay, now if we read all these lines, so one of the most far-reaching example is the impact of the 5th, 9th century AD. Chinese porcelain wares imported into the Arab world. So it's not telling you anywhere about the foreign type of trade, okay? So we'll move to the next sentence. So admired were the pieces that encouraged the development of the earthenware made in imitation of, that imitation means copy, of porcelain, and instigated research into the method of manufacture. So here is something about manufacturing. So we'll manufacture anything for trade, right? Now we'll read the text. Foreign trade was responsible for certain innovations in coloring. So we'll first introduce this point into this sentence B. Why? Because that's telling you about foreign trade. And from the next sentence, that is B, represents from the Middle East, the Chinese acquired the blue pigment. That means they were helping in this coloring. So foreign trade was initially responsible in coloring. And which foreign trade? From Middle East, the Chinese acquired. That is the Middle East which helped. So do you understand that how this is the connection? Okay, I hope that's quite clear to you. Then this is the most difficult question. That is question number 10. Okay, ceramics have been produced in China for a very long time. Okay, this is fine. So we have been given 6 answer choices, out of which we need to choose 3. Okay, so if we read option A, Chinese produce earthenware, stoneware and porcelain pottery, and they use their ceramics for the uses of utilitarian, architectural and ceremonial purposes, right? This is true because this includes the details included in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. Okay, as we read the details about paragraph 1 and 2, we find that it is telling all the details about the period of the stoneware, these burial ceramics, all the details, right? So it is a mixture in between the paragraph 1, 2. All right, I hope that's quite clear to all. Fine. I'll be attaching this passage details in the description box, which would help all of you to read the entire passage again. Okay, the shape and the decoration. So option A is our answer, finalized one. How did I understood? Because it has information of option paragraph 1 and 2. Okay, the shape and the decoration of ceramics produced for the religious use in China were influenced by Chinese ceramics produced for export. It's not like that. It's not mentioned like they were exporting the religious materials which they have produced for their own purposes. Okay, it's not mentioned clearly that they were using these objects for trade or exporting. So it's obviously a trap. That's wrong answer. As a result of the trade relations, Chinese ceramics changed and Chinese ceramics influenced the ceramic production of other countries. Yeah, that's true because it's mentioned in the last second paragraph about something about the Europe's trade. Okay, if we read this paragraph, that is paragraph 5, we see only when the European themes. No, sorry, just a second. Yeah, in the next paragraph, I guess paragraph 6. Yeah, so if we read the trade purposes, we can find here that the trade was influenced because of China brought to Europe. See, here we can see. So it influenced wide variety of the work materials, right? So it's very clear that they have influenced some other markets, that is other countries. So other countries means exactly European countries, okay? They have not mentioned very clearly about the European countries, but they have made a trap for you. That is, you'll feel that other countries may include all other options. Why are you going to that extent? Okay, that's too far. Okay, just be very clear with the answer choices. So our C is our answer. D. Chinese burial ceramics have the longest and the most varied history of production and were frequently decorated with the written text that helped the scholars to date them. So where is this information mentioned? It's not said that they were giving the text because the scholars were able to date them. It's not mentioned. So it's very wrong option. It's directly a trap. Okay, before China had the contact with the West, the meanings of various designs used to decorate Chinese ceramics was well understood. So this is obviously a correct answer because they said different articles were representing different things, like phoenix were representing empress. So all these things were very clear to Chinese people. Okay, it's not that they were influenced by some outsiders. Okay, ceramics made in imperial factories were used for the religious and non-religious context. Of course they were used, but this is not a very important portion of the text. That's just a minor idea. Okay, so we will always enclose and cover the main idea. All right, you'll feel that option E is also stating the minor idea. No, it's stating the idea which was very clear to the Chinese people before other people, firstly. Secondly, they had the meanings very explicitly mentioned. Okay, so they had these ideas very clear. So now I'll stop with the video. I hope that's very helpful for all of you. If any of you need personalized sessions, you could just contact me via making some comments and I'll just get back to you. So I hope that video has been really helpful to all of you. Okay, and if anybody needs personalized one-to-one sessions, I'm there to help you. Anybody has any doubts or you feel that this option is not correct, just text me via comments. I'll be definitely eager to help you all. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye bye friends. Thank you.